Good evening and a fine West Coast welcome to you all into Cheney Stadium here in Tacoma, Washington, where tonight Tacoma Defiance play host to Real Monarchs SLC, here with both teams looking to build some midweek momentum in the USL Championship. Hello everyone, thank you for joining us this evening on ESPN+. I'm Andrew Harvey alongside Dave Clark, and there's lots to unpack about this match, which we will do right after the national anthem as we take a break here in the Bob Robertson booth from Cheney Stadium. Welcome back into the booth here at Cheney Stadium, and with that I get a chance to welcome in my broadcast partner Dave Clark. Dave, sorry, the abbreviated intro to our show tonight didn't let me have a chance to get to you. This Monarchs team hoping to end a string of bad results recently with just one win in their last 5 matches, and they're counting on their main goal producer Milan Olowski to help them do that.
Yeah, Milan Olowski, 3 goals this year. We know he can get assists as well. He's dangerous out on the wing. Defiance will have to guard him well tonight.
Meanwhile, on the other side of things for Tacoma Defiance, Alec Diaz started the year hot, fell off a little bit, got a goal in the last game, hoping he can replicate that here at home.
Yeah, the best attacking teenager in the USL Championship back in 2020. He's getting right into form, and that could bode well for Tacoma.
Just one player unavailable for Tacoma Defiance tonight as we take a look at our multi-care pre-match health report. Dave?
That player is Joe Hafferty. He has facial lacerations, which is something I never want.
Absolutely. So Hafferty unavailable tonight. We certainly wish him a speedy recovery. Let's take a look at the starting 11 named by Jamison Olave, the head coach for Real Monarchs. And Dave, in addition to Olowski, some real attacking talent up top for this visiting side.
Yeah, Douglas Martinez earned himself an MLS deal off of his potent attack in the past. And there's 2 debuts for Real Monarchs tonight. Conte and Benitez are both making their professional debuts here in Tacoma.
And we are set to go here from Cheney Stadium as we see the Tacoma Defiance starting 11 right there, and deploying the 3-4-3 this evening under Wade Weber, Dave.
Yeah, that's been their formation this season, and it's worked out quite well with surprising advancements in the defense there. Those center backs have been stronger than were expected this year.
Tacoma Defiance wearing gray. We'll head toward the bottom of your screen here in this first half. Monarchs in white with red trim going back the other way. Your referee tonight is Ricardo Fierro. Assistant referees Seth Martin and Jeremy Davis. Luis Trujillo, the 4th official. And I'm receiving word that we are experiencing camera difficulties this evening. So the angle you're seeing right now, unfortunately due to technical difficulties, might be the angle we're keeping on for the time being, but don't worry, Dave and I will keep you apprised of all the action and who exactly is on the ball at any given moment in time. So some unfortunate circumstances there, Dave, but fortunate circumstances from the perspective of the weather. Western United States, including Washington and King County right now, well, Pierce County down here, I should say, under an excessive heat watch. That's different from an excessive heat warning. But Mother Nature has been obliging. Game time to kick off, 76 degrees.
Yeah, today's fine. It's this weekend when the watch becomes a warning.
Yeah, Defiance will be back here on Sunday for an afternoon game against LA Galaxy 2. Team they played to a 1-1 draw on the road back at the start of the year. And Dave, this Defiance side started the year so strong. 2 wins and a draw. Good wins, too, at home against Orange County and San Diego Loyal. But that 4-match road trip, which was abbreviated to 3 due to a rained-out game against Austin Bold, well, thundered out, you could say, really stalled the momentum that this young side was hoping to build coming into the year. Quick foul given away there by Diaz. That gives us our first look at Andrew Putna, making his 4th start of the year and 4th consecutive for the Monarchs. Putna looking long. And the free kick conceded there by Malik Johnson.
A little errant arm right into Isarayan's face.
Certainly, Dave, when you think of teams in this USL Championship Western Conference, even though this year they've been placed into the Mountain Division, Real Monarchs, one of those sides that over the last few years have enjoyed tremendous success. Won a USL Championship title back in 2019. Won the regular season in 2017.
This is a different Monarch side. They're a lot younger. 2 teenage debuts. They've brought in a lot of foreign talent that are teenagers as well to augment the academy that's done so well there in Salt Lake City, producing, I think there was a national team game with 5 players with academy experience from the Salt Lake area.
Last pass laid out wide by Douglas Martinez, the Honduran, signed to the Major League Soccer Real Salt Lake. And a giveaway there. Here's Noah Powder. Quickly ahead for Ibrahim Bonse, the man from Burkina Faso, and in on loan right now from ASEC Mimosas, which instantly top of the list for my favorite club names around the world, Dave.
We need to pitch them to see if we can call a game down there.
Be a great theme for a Sunday friendly. Ball be taken here by Hasiel Orozco. 17 years old, has had trials at Tigres and Santos before signing with Monarchs. Powder trying to work it inside there, looking for Johnson. And Serrano dispossessed along the near side. Nifty back heel there by Serrano. He picks it back up and is tripped up. That'll be an early free kick opportunity for Defiance.
Kitahara asking for even more afterwards. The call alone was not enough for him.
Kitahara, despite his own young age, definitely being counted on by Wade Weber to anchor that midfield tonight, starting alongside the very young Obed Vargas back there. Meanwhile, you've got Juan Alvarez and Ray Serrano over this free kick.
Your metaphors for young are going to run out tonight.
Alvarez chips it toward the back post. Headed back inside by Brewitt, away from Kinsner. Mueller is there, poked toward goal, but off target and out for a goal kick. Yeah, Dave, you're right. The average age of this match, definitely enough to make anybody who feels maybe a little bit past their prime athletic days blush.
That's us.
Randy Mendoza, thrown in from the far touchline. Picked up by a backtracking Powder. Timi Sobowale, the Irishman, gone back for Putna. Sobowale spent time with the Manchester City Academy before coming to the U.S. to ply his trade professionally. Issa Ryan knocks it away from Malik Johnson. Well, I'm glad to say we've gotten our camera issues resolved, so we'll switch back to the conventional angle. Don't be confused, we're just across the stadium now, so Defiance are heading from right to left on your screen.
It's a nice pace for this game so far. A lot of action end to end, not really within the final third either side. Wade Weber's going to be happier than Hamasan Olave, though, because the ball has only spent time inside the Monarchs 18. Christian Herrera is over their board.
For this 3-4-3, Dave, I mean, it does allow you to put more numbers forward on a consistent basis, but does it also leave you more ripe to be countered?
Yeah, and in talking to Coach Weber over the week, one of the things that he needs to see a little bit more of is control and possession from that central box of four, the two conventional defensive midfielders, and then those kind of wide forwards that aren't wingers. Those four players need to hold possession much better than they did on the road. And if they do that, the center backs won't be under threat constantly.
Johnson wins out on the header. Serrano wins the second ball. And it's turned over to Johnson. Johnson has a go. That beats Christian Herrera and is an early goal for the visitors. 1-0 Real Monarchs. And Malik Johnson just put his foot straight through that. Visitors up early.
The small disadvantage to the goalkeeper that hasn't seen action when he takes one long, powerful shot has to be perfectly positioned for it.
So Defiance looking to battle back from an early deficit here at Cheney Stadium. Looking to respond quickly. Trying over the top. Putna's there. And Alec Diaz probably not going to win too many shoulder-to-shoulder engagements against Andrew Putna.
No, but I like that spark. Defiance trying to go back in on goal fast.
Real Monarchs' first goal scored by number 61, Malik Johnson. Goal was assisted by number 26.
Ball won there by Kitahara. He's taken out. Now it's Brian Olaski. One back by a tracking Juan Alvarez. This falls through. Diaz brings it down. Gone to his left. Gets past Putna. And he puts it wide. Well, everyone in the stadium had thought he'd equalized. I think even us up in the booth thought that he'd managed to tuck that in. Well, that's the threat Defiance poses, Dave. They can hit you back just like that. Missed it by that much that time.
Yeah, and I think that first touch kind of hampered him there. He thought, rather than go in on goal quickly, gave the defense the moment to just get a body on him. Contact when the ball's at your feet can be troublesome.
It was a great defensive effort to force him into the wide position. Sobowale can't get it up the line. Since 1947, Select's been the official leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select's the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Thumped downfield by Kinsner.
Diaz couldn't run onto that one. He was 2 steps off on that kick.
Orlowski tries to turn it right up on the inside. Douglas Martinez shakes off the shoulder tug. Sobowale. Running into Obed Vargas there, gives away the free kick, does Sobowale. Referee having a word with Obed Vargas. Kinsner. Alvarez. Looking over the top for Diaz. He's onside this time. Well-timed challenge there. Gets the ball away from him by Orozco. Gone out for the corner. First of the match for Tacoma.
And he seems to be able to make that run regularly. Ray Serrano and Juan Alvarez are going to have to catch up to him, because if he has no help, the best of circumstances are what happened here is a corner.
Juan Alvarez over this out-swinging corner. It's a low ball. Knuckled through traffic and knocked away, I think, with a scorpion flick. You don't get style points in the USL Championship, Dave, but the broadcasters will sure show you some props. Bonse looking through here for Johnson. Johnson's out wide. Loop back inside. Herrera picks that up in traffic. Dave, it seems a little bit reasonable to say, but that early goal for Monarchs really put a lot of energy in their step.
Yeah, they've changed their demeanor, and frankly, so is Tacoma. They're playing with the aggression that Wade Weber wants to see from the first kick right now. It makes for more exciting soccer for us to get that end-to-end action rather than the central third.
It's that old adage, every match is in want of an early goal. Brian.
You might not be able to tell, but the Monarchs thought that that should be their ball.
Diaz. Muscled off the ball by Bonse. And downfield from Johnson. Taylor Mueller shouldering off Douglas Martinez there. And Mueller, Dave, we're pretty sure the oldest man for either side on the pitch right now, at least among outfield players, by 8 years.
You say old. I say veteran.
Savvy. Seasoned. And certainly Mueller fits that description. Over 200 appearances for Charleston Battery in his time there. Charlie Weehan sets that ball down. Leaves it for Sobowale. Obed Vargas squares back to Mueller. So to Kitahara wins the throw in for his side along the near touchline. Monarchs really hunting as a pack right now, Dave. Not much for Defiance to do with the ball. Switch to the near side, well defended once again by Sobowale. Just the throw in this time, which is quickly taken to Juan Alvarez. Just an update on those technical difficulties for you. The camera feed you're looking at right now is the one functional angle. So our diligent crew working to resolve those issues. So here's Kitahara down in the corner. Strong team defending from Real Monarchs. Working up the middle. Skiffing that ball through, comes off the back of Serrano. Dealt away by Harun Kanta. Quick switch to the far side, finds Sobowale. Serrano lays that down. Diaz run off the ball there by Kanta. Good challenge. Powder loses out there, left the studs exposed. It's going to be a free kick, and it will be a yellow card for Noah Powder here in the 18th minute, who got Issa Ryan after that turnover.
Your attention, please. In the 18th minute of the match, yellow card has been issued to Real Monarchs number 26, Noah Powder.
Dave, what do you make of this challenge here?
It was a strong ball, and it looks like he just got frustrated with that turnover and tried to use the pace of his foot to win the ball. I think that was more of an unfortunate contact rather than the planned.
Yeah, reckless.
Just stretching out beyond his own range.
Reckless is the descriptor used in the laws of the game to define a yellow card worthy challenge. And like you said, Powder just caught reaching there. Restarted on the ground, quickly turned outside. Here's Ryan. Stood straight up by Johnson. And now they're looking over the top for Martinez. The flag stays down. Here's Bonse. Iloski here.
Nifty dribble.
Yeah, Iloski, so crafty there, right in the middle of the park. Signed to a homegrown player contract with Real Salt Lake of Major League Soccer.
Ray Serrano's going to be wondering where his help was. He was forced to try to dribble 3 men at once.
Seldom a recipe for success here in the USL Championship, Dave. See Diaz laying out there in front of Putna. Defiance has scored a couple goals like that over the years. I remember Zach Mathers tracking down one like that back in 2017. Kanta forced back to Putna. And Putna gets all of that, all the way through to Christian Herrera. was a little bit hard done by. That shot from Malik Johnson in the 8th minute that gave Real Monarchs this 1-0 lead. In a sense, Dave, it was his first involvement of the match.
Yeah, when your first involvement is basically to turn and look at the ball in the net, that's misfortune more than anything. I think at halftime, that's one of the conversations that'll be had. Kitahara and Obed Vargas will need to close down those spaces a little faster.
4th of July weekend starts with a bang when the USL on ESPN continues Saturday, July 3rd. It's a Golden State clash when San Diego Loyal plays host to Sacramento Republic. Saturday, July 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. More great Pacific Division action. Defiance fans, Dave, certainly know all too well about Pacific Division action. Meanwhile, Monarchs 6 points adrift at the bottom of the Mountain Division and looking for their first road win. Coming up the near side, attempting to go inside for Diaz. And the free kick given on advantage just outside the penalty area there in the near side alley. Randy Mendoza winning a promising looking free kick, particularly with the sun to deal with, Dave.
That's one where everybody's going to set up with the sun at their back, and as soon as the ball goes past them, they're staring right at that glare that comes through the stadium.
Putnam puts 3 in the wall. It is Serrano and headed away. Quickly sent back through traffic, and Putnam alert to it on the bounce.
I like that, a good low skipping shot to force Putnam to react. Mendoza flattened him just there. He might be smaller than most of the guys on the field, but he will throw his body into someone using center of gravity and just sheer will to take them out.
And if he wins the ball in the process, Dave, even better. Now, there's a lot of bite in this Tacoma side, and that's something, Dave, it might be fair to say they've lacked in years past. But this group of players in particular are certainly not afraid to get stuck in.
They started off the season being quite aggressive. Led the league in yellows at one point.
It's another turnover. And the free kick given right at the edge of the attacking third. Miloski wins it for the Monarchs.
Weber will prefer that than the shot that got pulled off previous, though.
Miloski chips it on the restart, finds Martinez, who swings and whiffs. And if he'd connected, what a dangerous shot that might have been. Well, the USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ plus community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forever-proud. Oh, what a touch from Serrano to bring that under control. Switches into space. Alvarez tracks it down. Sends it back inside. Serrano! It's gotten over the bar. So tough to direct that dipping effort on frame, Dave.
It was, but I like that he just got up and he knew he had plenty of space. He didn't try to take too many touches. Just try to drive it into the ground. It was an impressive shot, and frankly, I thought that pass when he crossed it over was a little mistaken, but he made up for it by putting himself in the right space.
On 26th minute here at Cheney Stadium, Defiance trail Real Monarchs 1-0, but they're getting their opportunities, Dave.
Yeah, this is exactly how Wade Weber wants them to play. They're fierce in defense. They're fluid in the attack, moving forward with pace and power. And they're ready to pounce on errors.
Jaciel Orozco. Making a smart move there to turn that back away from pressure. It's brought down by Obed Vargas. Controlled here by Powder.
There you just saw the aggression and defense from Juan Alvarez stepping into that passing lane and just dribbling it forward, knowing that he'd force something from Monarchs.
Well, an important win from Randy Mendoza there. Even if he doesn't recover the ball, Timmy Sobowale was going to be absolutely gone up that near touchline. Headed back there to Christian Herrera. Here's Bonse. Obed Vargas gets away, gets chopped down inside the box, and the referee says they got the ball. Sliding challenge there from Orozco. Inch perfect in the eyes of the referee. Split second earlier or later, I think we'd be going to the spot, Dave.
Yeah, here we get that replay. Just a great effort to win the ball. Turns around, bursts through. And yeah, I could see either call, actually. I'm not going to complain. It's not bad enough to complain either way. You know what I'm saying?
That's one of the ultimate things about the game is sometimes you get a call that's just a split judgment call. And this time, it's a corner. You ask half the guys on the technical area over there, they'll tell you that's a great call. You ask the other half, they might say something slightly different.
There aren't very many penalty calls where you're like, absolutely true.
Stoppage in play here while Orozco is attended to.
And there are two Real Monarchs players warming up right now. So there's at least some awareness on the bench that this might be a little more concerning than your typical pause and play.
So Orozco will miss this outswinging corner. Again, to be taken by Alvarez. Another low effort, headed straight back out, courtesy of Douglas Martinez.
Normally when you see this organization do the low cross, it's generally a manner of, sorry, I was confused why there wasn't a throw in there. The Defiance had just dribbled it out of touch. But normally when Defiance or the Sounders organization goes on that low short corner, they have somebody there as their target. But that wasn't the case here. I think it was just mishit.
Well, half hour played at Cheney Stadium. Real Monarchs lead Tacoma Defiance 1-0 on the road. Again, looking for their first road win of the season. It'll be big for them. Defiance, meanwhile, looking to snap a 3-game skid. An important day for them to try to make the most out of today's match and Sundays against Los Dos as well. As after that, it's right back to another 4-match road stand. Early part of the season, not kind to Defiance. Good for the frequent flyer number, though. Herrera looking down the line. Oh, that's perfectly weighted. And even better defended by Noah Powder. Orozco gets caught out. Diaz turns aside. Cuts it back. Still fighting is Diaz. Gutsy defending from Real Monarchs there. And they win a free kick on advantage after the ball's gone away. Diaz feels he was giving as good as he got there. Ricardo Fierro saw it differently. Open weekdays from noon to 5 p.m. The We Are Tacoma team store is stocked with Tacoma's favorite beverage koozies. Keep that can cold and rep your city online at wearetacoma.com/team store or visit the team store on match days. This falls for Serrano. Serrano has a go. Putna tips it up and grabs the rebound. Quickly looking to counter. It's Johnson, muscled off the ball. Over to Iloski, Bonse, and knocked away from Martinez in the middle. Diaz gives chase. He's got the edge, and Putna has the extra step. Well, that is alert goalkeeping. I guess you could call it alert defending from the keeper. The jeers ringing out. Someone tried to get that ball back over the net. Didn't quite make it, Dave.
That's a powerful kick by Putna to put it over the netting.
Mueller going through here. Another clever touch from Serrano. Slips that ball in. It's behind Diaz. Taken over. Poked through. Putna right there to scoop it up. Boy, Andrew Putna has been busy here over this first half hour plus.
Yeah, he's going to spend halftime talking to his defense. No keeper wants to be that active.
Issa Ryan got that ball past Bonse. Still fighting. Tackled there. Right on the pitcher's mound. And that'll be a yellow card for Harun Kanta. Second man in the book today. Lovely little attacking run from Ryan there, Dave.
Yeah, and the persistence to stick with it. There were a few moments there where Monarchs really looked like they were going to win the ball, and he just sticks to it right here, stays up top, wins it again, and the only way to slow him down is to arm tackle him.
So now it's Alvarez and Serrano. Feels like the third set piece today they've had right outside the penalty area. 3 in the wall and the sun right in Putna's eyes. Alvarez, the lone kick taker. Got all of that one. Too much.
Remember that last one that was a little short? The next one's a little long. That's the way artillery works.
If you average it out, Dave, it's a great ball.
This rate, he'll have plenty of time to dial it in. He's getting a free kick every other minute.
True enough. Here's Powder, back to Putna. Who, and I am speculating here, Dave, I think he's just kind of hoofing it on these goal kicks. Especially when the sun's in your eyes like that, as the ball transitions to the shady part of the field, you really can't see what's out there.
Yeah, he's not, I think some of it's too just that he needs that 2 layers up because, frankly, his defense keeps passing it back to him rather than finding a way to put the ball forward. For all the strength that Real Monarchs have in the attack, they're really hollow defensively so far in this match.
Randy Mendoza searching for a target. Has found one in Alvarez. Orozco beat him to it.
I miss Randy's bleached hair. That made it a lot easier in the previous games.
Part of why I think it was mostly pundits and not commentators that were guffawing back in the old days when players started to wear colored boots and break from traditional uniformity. Pundits, you're changing the institution. Serrano into the corner here. He was looking for the free kick, but won't get it. And won't even get the throw in either. Harun Kanta managed to successfully petition the assistant referee, it looks like there.
I think the center overruled the AR as well.
Must have had a better angle, Dave.
It's hard when you're, 4 feet away to get that call right.
Serrano lost a boot in the process. Kanta going for the attempted clearance.
Ray is acting like nothing happened, but when I get blasted in the back, I know.
It's one of those ones where you go away just talking to yourself, all right, walk it off, don't bend over. Ball into space here for Sobowale. Boy, Bonse has just been a metronome so far in the middle of the park for Real Monarchs. Switches it, timely. Never seems to take more than 2 touches, Dave.
Yeah, I've liked his whoa.
Christian Herrera putting the foot skills on display. Mendoza, diagonal ball here, Powder underneath it.
And after a frantic 15 minutes or so, we get some slow pace for a moment.
Mendoza runs through the sliding challenge. Going to go all the way back for Herrera. Kitahara finds Ryan. Serrano. Pulled ahead by Serrano. He's drifting inside. Slips it one more. Pulled back on the left. And one away. Noah Powder, who's drifted all the way over to the near touch line, wins that back for the Monarchs. Tom Brewitt in a spot of bother there. Former Liverpool Academy man.
Played under Sounders Academy director Gary Lewis over with the Liverpool Academy. They were there together.
Well, 5 minutes to go until the break. Dave, if you're Wade Weber, are you okay going in at the half 1-0?
You're okay because they were hard done on the goal against, and they know that they've had opportunities to convert.
Looking ahead for Serrano. He's been a delight this evening. Wonderful ball for Ryan. To the byline, his cross is blocked. It'll be a corner.
generally in soccer, the team that spends more time in the other team's 18 comes out ahead.
We talked about Alvarez trying to dial in the weight of that service from the wide channel. Here he is for an in-swinger this time. Popped up at the back post, out for another corner.
He'll take a long walk. Let's see, so we saw a short corner from this side last time. We saw a long corner from the near side.
Alvarez, and straight to the head of Douglas Martinez. And that's well worked by Yoloski. Could force a card out of Mendoza here. Scoops ahead for Martinez. His cross gets beyond Bonse at the back post. Looped in by Powder, and Herrera forced to tip that over the bar. Boy, the Monarchs are feeling themselves from long range tonight.
On that break by Yoloski, Mendoza did the perfect amount of contact. He got just enough space so he was ahead and just slowed him down enough. When you spend that much time hip to hip, it's almost impossible to not get called for something.
Corner's been given from the near side. Yoloski over to take it. High ball from Yoloski. Over everyone, in fact. Conta can't corral it at the far side. Summer sun, cold ones, burgers, friends. Come back to the park on Sunday to enjoy Cheney Stadium soccer again. Go to tacdefiance.com to join us for one match or get season tickets. The Defiant League Tacoma party at Cheney Stadium is back. Be part of it. And you have to say, Dave, I know we've remarked upon this a couple times over the course of the year. As we get into July and the stadium restriction bans start to evaporate, it really is special to have fans back in the park here at Cheney Stadium.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I know Sunday's supposed to be hot, but there's a nice breeze. There's some trees that give you shade.
Well defended there from Benitez against Kitahara. While you're here, stop off at the We Are Tacoma team store. Pick up one of those Tacoma Defiance koozies. Keep your beverage of choice cold. Ryan scoops in across. It's another corner. Should be enough time for Defiance to take it. We're being told to expect 1 minute of added time here in the first half.
Brilliant move by Ryan there. Just a little head fake and hesitation to burst forward to give him enough space to put the cross in.
Last corner from this far side from Alvarez was pretty good. Let's see if he can replicate it here. And won't get a chance to just yet. Ricardo Fierro wants a word. I honestly am not sure what about.
There's
The usual corner tomfoolery.
Shove in the back. It happened on the last corner too, and this time he got caught.
Low ball in from Alvarez. Skipped away from Orozco. Still in here. Diaz sends it through traffic. Another deflection. Alvarez is onside. Scoops it toward goal, and it's punted away, powerfully so, by Charlie Weehan. Now Defiance pull most of the height out of the box. Alvarez drops it in. Too far for Diaz. And Subawale heads it clear. Martinez tripped up here by Kinsner. And that'll be good for a yellow card here shortly before halftime.
Kinsner and Mendoza basically starting with the same level of hip action, and 2 strides in, and Eric just decided to knock the man over.
Likely the last attack of this half, and it won't even reach Herrera's hands. Halftime at Cheney Stadium. Tacoma Defiance trail 1-0 to Real Monarchs. Dave, your final thoughts on that first 45?
It's been an exciting match. I think both coaches will be fairly happy with how things are going. Jameson Olave is going to focus on the defense. Putin has been under way too much pressure. And I think what Wade Weber wants is just some finishing. Because with finishing, they'd be fine.
1-0 to the Monarchs at the break. We'll take a break here on ESPN+.
Here are AARP top tips on caregiver preparedness during coronavirus. Form a team that can help with caregiving tasks. Take an inventory of essential supplies in your loved one's home. Make a list of the care recipient's medications. Schedule regular calls to fight isolation. Finally, take care of yourself too. Follow the Centers for Disease Control's guidelines for coronavirus safety. For more caregiving tips, go to aarp.org/caregiving.
Our fight against coronavirus isn't over. We still have to slow the spread and do our part. Let's wear face masks in public. Stay 6 feet or more from others. Follow state and local guidelines. Wash our hands frequently and stay home when we feel safe. For ourselves, for our loved ones, for our future. Let's move forward together. Learn more at coronavirus.gov.
Sigue la lucha. Aún no acaba esta batalla. A estas alturas ya estamos cansados, pidiendo esquina. Pero no es momento de bajar la guardia, porque este enemigo, cuando parece que ya está en la lona, se levanta de nuevo y te ataca por donde menos lo esperas. Así que arriba la guardia, porque si pierdes la máscara, todos perdemos la lucha.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego, I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. up before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Can I get the now bar, please? $1. Have a good one. Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
I wasn't going to let anything get in my way of achieving my goals, which were to be a professional soccer player. So the first opportunity I got at preseason, when a teammate asked like if I was dating a girl or something, I just came out to a bunch of my teammates at dinner and said, no, I'm gay. All I needed to do was that one time, because then I didn't lie. Your sexuality should never limit you from playing the sport you love.
Brings it down to his chest. Jordan McCreary has tied it here. Takes a hard strike, saved by Robokovic.
Welcome back into Cheney Stadium. Halftime here between Tacoma Defiance and Real Monarchs SLC. 1-0 to the visitors through 45 minutes of play here on ESPN+. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our halftime coverage. I'm Andrew Harvey alongside Dave Clark. And Dave, before we turn our attention to this match, let's take a look at some of the other action that's been going on around the USL Championship. Some really big matches from a score perspective going on in these last couple days.
Yeah, lots of midweek action. You have Austin Bold, Colorado Springs netted at 0. That LA Galaxy Orange County one that's going on as we speak right now, already 1-1. So that's a big one that we want to pay attention to here in Tacoma. Root for draws between any Pacific Division team.
Let's take a look now at the USL Championship schedule upcoming, and as always, just some really exciting matches coming up. For me, that Las Vegas San Diego one this weekend, I'm tuning in.
That's awesome too. It's going to be on Sirius XM FC. If you listen to the reads during the game, you know that one's big. And then Real Monarchs, who Tacoma's hosting here tonight, they play on Saturday on ESPN Plus, hosting San Antonio FC, a key matchup for them.
And as we turn our attention to the major headlines around the league, Dave, international call-ups have to be a big one. Preliminary rosters for the Gold Cup coming out, and the USL representing.
Yeah, 23 teams in the USL Championship and USL League One sent a total of 38 players to those rosters. That includes a 17-year-old from Louisville City on the U.S. national team roster. Wow, Greg Berhalter seeing something that he likes out there at Lynn Family Stadium.
The future is bright, both internationally and here in the USL. Speaking of the future, obviously the major announcement of these last couple days has been the announcement of the USLW League.
Yeah, the USLW League, 8 teams have been announced so far. They're through multiple levels getting support. Going to start up with about 30 teams or so here next year. It's exciting to see more opportunities for the women to play.
And of course, last one is, well, Dave, we can attest to the hot real estate market out here in the Pacific Northwest, and that's true on the eastern side of the state too. But Spokane, Washington getting the approval to get their stadium built, likely home of a future USL League One franchise. It's a great sports town, Dave.
It's a great sports town. Long history there with soccer in the past as well. 5,000-seat stadium right downtown. It's going to be a great location for them. And as Tacoma Defiance know, there's some interesting stadiums that have opened up. Colorado Springs Switchbacks, Widener Field, brand new. They were just there. Phoenix Rising with Wild Horse, that just opened. So lots of action, stadium action around the league right now.
Well, that's what's going on around the USL Championship. When we come back, we'll take a look at what's been going on in this match. Real Monarchs leading 1-0 over Tacoma Defiance here on ESPN+.
Here are AARP top tips on caregiver preparedness during coronavirus. Form a team that can help with caregiving tasks. Take an inventory of essential supplies in your loved one's home. Make a list of the care recipient's medications. Schedule regular calls to fight isolation. Finally, take care of yourself too. Follow the Centers for Disease Control's guidelines for coronavirus safety. For more caregiving tips, go to aarp.org/caregiving.
Our fight against coronavirus isn't over. We still have to slow the spread and do our part. Let's wear face masks in public. Stay 6 feet or more from others. Follow state and local guidelines. Wash our hands frequently and stay home when we feel safe. For ourselves, for our loved ones, for our future. Let's move forward together. Learn more at coronavirus.gov.
Sigue la lucha. Aún no acaba esta batalla. A estas alturas ya estamos cansados, pidiendo esquina. Pero no es momento de bajar la guardia, porque este enemigo, cuando parece que ya está en la lona, se levanta de nuevo y te ataca por donde menos lo esperas. Así que arriba la guardia, porque si pierdes la máscara, todos perdemos la lucha.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego. I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Can I get the now bar, please?
$1.
Have a good one.
Got it.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey, let me get a now bar.
Sure. $1.
Appreciate you.
Got it.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows? Maybe life is looking for us, too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Welcome back into Cheney Stadium, ready for the start of the second half between Tacoma Defiance and Real Monarchs SLC, who lead 1-0 through 45 minutes of play here on ESPN+. Andrew Harvey alongside Dave Clark for you on the call in the second half. But before we get to that, Dave, let's take a look at how we got to this scoreline. That 8th minute strike by Malik Johnson just really beat Christian Herrera.
Yeah, and I feel bad for Herrera there. That's just a turnover that turns into a shot too quickly, and Herrera has no idea that it's coming. You see here, Johnson just dribbles it forward and not under pressure. And that was Herrera's first move of the game.
That's his first goal of the season as well. And it has put the visitors poised to grab 3 points if they can hold on to this lead through the next 45 minutes. Be the first time this season that Monarchs have taken 3 points on the road. And be the first time that Defiance have lost at home. They certainly don't want that in their ledger. But what has to change, if anything, for Wade Weber's Tacoma side?
It's all about the finishing. I said it coming out of the half, and it's going to be the same going back in. If Defiance can finish with the amount of time they've spent in the 18, they'll get multiple goals.
Ricardo Fiera gets us underway. Eric Kinsner was booked shortly before halftime for Tacoma. He's joined by Noah Powder and Haroon Kanta for the visitors.
It's going to be interesting for Powder because he's been going up against Ray Serrano and Issa Rayan. That'll limit his ability to go forward just because he can't recover when you're carrying a yellow like that.
Serrano and Rayan as well, two of the pacier threats for this Tacoma side. Well, at least one of the caution threats has been removed for Real Monarchs. Haroon Kanta pulled off at halftime in favor of Kyle Adams. The Kiwi makes his entrance here in the 46th.
Adams is interesting. This the first match that he didn't start yet this year, and he has been the metronome for the team. He is, as a center back, the man who dictates possession for Real Monarchs.
Jamison Olave will join two of his players in Ricardo Fierro's book. Unhappy with the call given there.
I don't know how to note that in my notes because I think that's the first time we've been calling a match that we've seen yellow on the bench.
That's a good question. I know we've seen coaches dismissed from the technical area before, but certainly that changed the laws a few years ago. I don't know, Dave. I'm kind of in favor of it. I don't know if they get counted in the official team stats. It'd be a little bit unfair if they did, but it is kind of nice. Gives everyone in the stadium a very clear sense of, you know, whether a coach has been sent off or merely warned, which is ironically where the yellow and red cards originated from in the game. Way back in the early days of the sport, as Diaz is flagged for offside there. Card system was designed because a referee was tired of riots breaking out basically when he sent a player off and people didn't understand what had happened.
And then nothing changed.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it might be foolhardy to hope that weather like this will hold out for the rest of the week, but you have to say, Dave, it's a perfect evening for soccer in the Pacific Northwest. Orozco left out in space there, won away by Obed Vargas, chopping through, and Ray Serrano, you can see him, that little frustrated shrug, just a couple inches too far for him. And Serrano has handled that ball in his attempt to bring it under control.
Doesn't matter which area of the rules for that one. That one was clear and obvious, to borrow some words.
And we'll wait for confirmation, but it appears that Obed Vargas was just cautioned as well. And that is indeed who was booked. Must have said something that Ricardo Fierro, our referee, was unhappy with. Bonse wins that ball over the sliding challenge.
In the 49th-minute yellow card is Tacoma Defiance, number 73, Obed Vargas. Yellow card. Tacoma, number 73, Obed Vargas.
Mueller looking to play a little route one ball. Mendoza gets a chest to it, gets beyond Silva. Wally goes for goal and curls it wide left. Did a number on the scoreboard out there.
Yeah.
Well, those pixels will be feeling it in the morning. Great control from Mendoza to bring this down for the opportunity, Dave.
Yeah, that chest trap, I'd love to see that from multiple angles. That's not something that you teach. You just have to do it. It was great vision from Mueller there. He was trying to set things up. He and Herrera had been commanding everyone to their positions, and eventually he just noticed that there was plenty of space. Let's see what Mendoza can do.
I believe that's a handball called against Real Monarchs this time. Swung to the far side for Kinsner. He's going to chop it back, looking for Ryan. Gone over his head. Well, the United Soccer League, all 31 championship clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. Olowski lost his footing there. Herrera taps it into his own area to pick it up. Kitahara forced to get rid of it. Blocked by Bonse. Olowski has a go. Beats Herrera and nips it just over the bar.
That's how Monarchs have looked most threatening tonight, is with those shots from distance. We saw similar from Powder in the first half.
Must be, of course, the one from Johnson that went in. Both these teams, Dave, have struggled with turnovers in their defensive third. They've led to pretty much all the opportunities, including the goal so far tonight. Tom Brewitt trying to get Kinsner to go outside. Well, that came off Mendoza's hand, and little doubt about that one.
I feel like we've watched a lot of free kick action in this end. Tacoma regularly threatened in the first half.
Noah Powder calls off Milan Olowski. 2 in the wall for Tacoma, right at the corner of the penalty area. Malik Johnson standing about 6 yards offside. Lumped in. Head of the way there by Obed Vargas. Scooped back in, knocked back out by Mueller. Diaz, past one man. Wrapped up, and that'll be a caution for Milan Iloski now.
We're running out of space for all these cautions.
We're going to need a bigger notebook. Defiance also going to take the opportunity to make a change. Soda Kitahara coming off. Carlos Anguiano coming on.
In the 54th minute of the match, yellow card issued to Real Monarchs number 23, Milan Iloski.
So Anguiano, the former Timbers 2 man, get a chance to make an impact here.
Of the match, leading the match number 77, Soda Kitahara.
It's a small adjustment up in possession.
Number 88, Carlos Anguiano.
This is Anguiano here. Ryan, Serrano. Scooped inside, Diaz. Serrano takes over. Now Mendoza. Mendoza blocked on his left and gone out for a corner. Sixth of the match for Tacoma. And it looks like Anguiano will be the man to take him. Possibly part of the motivation for that change from Wade Weber. In from Anguiano. Putna comes out for it, spills it. It's cleared away from Taylor Mueller, who was about to cash into an empty net. Ryan gone down there. He'll be given the free kick. Didn't seem to be much in the challenge from Malik Johnson from this angle, Dave.
Now Malik's asking the AR why that was a foul. That's also that space where that AR has a much better view than we do. It's about as far away as you can be in this stadium from us.
I mean, it's easy to make that call from 4 feet away, Dave.
Sometimes.
Restarted back to Ryan. He drops this ball in on the diagonal. Header won by Martinez. Herrera held on to it a little too long, still gets it away to Anguiano. Great first touch. Serrano tried to poke that back to Diaz. Back to Putna on the ground, he shins it. Mendoza brings it down, slips that through. Diaz is wide and Adams the sliding block. Well, you talked about how important he is to this Real Monarchs side, Dave. He showed it there.
Yeah, that's a brilliant positioning. Followed and chased that run perfectly.
Anguiano sprays it wide to Ryan.
Well, mishit on that forced Ryan to retreat.
Kinsner up the line, looking for Alvarez, who has given away the free kick, taking down Orozco there. On the road, can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM-FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and the brand new USL All Access featuring Mike Watts and Devin Kerr every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week alongside action from MLS, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. Sirius XM-FC, channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. Here's Alvarez, picks out Serrano, poked away from him. Obed Vargas out wide for Ryan. His cross headed away by Adams. Ryan gone down there, not going to get the call, but is slow back to his feet. And play will be held up here as we tick toward the hour mark.
He's taken 2 yellows already today. Maybe just the body not holding up there.
I can provide a score update for you from just up I-5. Seattle Sounders leading Real Salt Lake 1-0 in the 58th minute. A goal finished off by Christian Roldan. Monarchs going to take this opportunity to bring on Sam Brown to replace Julio Benitez.
And they have someone down right now seeking treatment.
Well, temperatures didn't dictate a hydration break today, Dave, but we seem to have gotten one anyway.
There are 2 ways to get a hydration break. Wet bulb temperature hits that certain point, or play just pauses long enough that everybody can get water.
Well, Ryan thankfully looks fit to continue. Meanwhile, Julio Benitez, you can see walking off just past Ryan there at the right edge of your screen. Sam Brown checks in. Brown, the Michigan native, first player in Harvard University history to be drafted in the first round of the Major League Soccer Super Draft.
Replaced by number 54, Sam Brown.
Herrera forced back to Mueller. Comes inside to Kinsner. Pressure from Martinez. Mueller can't keep it in.
We generally don't want Taylor Mueller that wide.
Certainly from their pedigree. 3 very kind of traditional center backs, and playing this 3 at the back system, it asks that little bit extra of your center backs, doesn't it?
It does. They're expected to move a little bit more, pass a lot more.
The 63rd minute. Real Monarchs lead 1-0 on the road. This is Brown. Back to Putna. Ryan wanted to go down the line for Serrano. One away there by Powder. Back heel from Johnson, trying to set Powder off. Iloski over the sliding challenge. Tripped up from behind there by Anguiano. That'll be a free kick. And it looks like it'll be a little bit extra for Anguiano, who's booked here in the 64th minute.
In the 64th minute of the match,
And certainly, Dave, you have to think with how online the Monarchs had been from about this distance all night. They fancy their chances from here.
Oh, I expect that to be on goal.
Iloski, Martinez, and Bonse all over the ball. Pretty much nobody in the penalty area. Martinez runs over. Iloski has a go. Herrera, the diving parry. Fool me once, says Christian Herrera. Defiance going to make 2 changes here. They're going to bring on Samuel Adeniran and Marlon Vargas.
Tacoma Defiance will make 2 changes.
As Alec Diaz and Juan Alvarez check out. So 3 subs gone now.
Weber's got 1 moment to make up to 2 subs. Olave 1 moment for up to 3.
Well, Marlon Vargas certainly provided a quick spark the last time he was on the pitch for Tacoma. Scored a goal just 11 minutes in and what wound up being a 4-2 loss on the road to Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Have to wonder if he might be looking to make a similar impact off the bench here, Dave.
Between him and Adeniran, that's a lot of energy that's been inserted. Vargas is a little bit better of a dribbler than Juan Alvarez.
That is Adeniran winning that ball in the air. Good fall for Serrano. Mendoza brings it down.
End of the season, I'm going to put together a supercut of Mendoza's chest traps because he continues to do that at a high level.
Serrano gives chase to this ball along the near touchline. Overhit it for Anguiano. Here's Malik Johnson. Tacoma having some difficulty seemingly matching this pressure from Real Monarchs as we cross the hour mark and tick towards 70 minutes. This is the second of 3 matches in 8 days for the visitors. Mueller looking over the top. For the W, the USL recently announced the formation of the USL W League, providing increased equity and opportunity for women looking to pursue careers in soccer both on and off the pitch. Comprised of clubs from across the championship, League One, League Two, and new expansion markets, the W League is set to begin play in 2022 in more than 30 communities across the United States. Head over to uslwleague.com to learn more.
Taylor Mueller fouling a Monarchs player when they were both out of touch.
Kinsner trying to work that forward. Ball's gone out of play. Well, Dave, obviously you never want to count your chickens before they come home to roost, but there's an enticing switch for Issa Ryan. Gets the ball past Powder, and again, gone down a little bit easily has Ryan looking for the call, giving away the goal kick. But thinking of the potential 3 points on offer here for the Monarchs right now, if this scoreline holds, it's a big boost as they head home to play San Antonio on the 28th. And that team right now, 6 points ahead of them in the standings, so theoretically a win tonight and a win this weekend.
Yeah, both teams look at this week as that 6-point opportunity to kind of reboot their early season. They're kind of at the quarter pole, and if either of them can pick up 6, they go from kind of that bottom where no one knows what's going to happen to
awkward flick there. Putna collects.
To again being a threat like Defiance were after 3 matches.
Iloski tracks that ball down, wins the corner for his side. Kinsner thought he'd done enough to win the free kick. And Tom Brewitt not happy at the non-call, to say the least. Interesting to see how many numbers Monarchs will or won't commit into the penalty area here with just under 20 minutes left to play. Iloski set for the outswinger from the far side. Iloski curled out at the 6. Adeniran pops it up. Poked away from Bonse. Adeniran overhit his teammate there, trying to link up with Anguiano. Well, Malik Johnson upended there. Advantage played by the referee. The cross coming inside, away from Martinez. The advantage has played out, so at this point, the referee will stop play. And forgive me, it was Noah Powder who was upended. And that quick yellow card given to Taylor Mueller there in the 72nd.
I'm at 8.
8 indeed. And that one probably the most obvious of the bunch today. Summer sun, a cool breeze, friends. Come back to the park on Sunday to enjoy Cheney Stadium soccer again. Go to tacdefiance.com to join us for one match or get season tickets. The Defiant League Tacoma party at Cheney Stadium is back. Be part of it.
You saw Taylor Mueller stab in with the one leg and then just use the hips as a pivot point to toss Powder up and over him. It was a pretty underlapping run by Noah Powder to get into that space.
I'll tell you what, for Kinsner, though, you go 28 miles north of here to the ShoWare Center, and do that during a Thunderbirds game, that's a great hip check. Big ball here, nearly reaches Weehan. Thumped away from Iloski.
Or the other tentacled team that's going to start up in a few months.
Got some extracurriculars here. Iloski, remember, is on a yellow card. Mendoza is not. And Ricardo Fierro doing what he can to keep both players on the pitch right now. Unlikely that it was an exchange of pleasantries, Dave.
I've heard word that Randy Mendoza actually prefers that kind of activity. His hobby is mixed martial arts.
Well, somebody better warn Iloski. That might not be fair. Be the name of Randy's podcast, Crossbars and Arm Bars with Randy Mendoza. Anguiano, the switch here, finds Marlon Vargas. Vargas hoping to get involved. Out wide for Mendoza, shoveled in, Adams. Uncontested header. Weehan gives chase, but can't keep it in play. Mendoza trying to fight off Sobowale.
Who managed a quality ground clearance there.
.75 minutes gone, 15 to play. Real Monarchs winning on the road right now, 1-0. Tacoma Defiance with space for up to 2 more changes, Dave. And as you look at the team sheet, who do you think Wade Weber turns to, if anyone, in this last quarter hour?
I think the sub is probably going to need to come for Obed Vargas, which is in a central position. So I might be looking at Ezreal Gonzalez there, or maybe slide Marlon Vargas back into that central and go Alfonso Ocampo Chavez up top.
This is Marlon Vargas here. Still no movement from the technical area for Tacoma Defiance. Kinsner wants the big diagonal switch. A lot of air under that ball. Ryan brings it down, but the defenders had time to close in. Now Anguiano. Run off the ball and a free kick given. And once again, Dave, at least from our angle here, didn't seem to be a lot in that from Malik Johnson.
You've roughed a little bit. When you've shown 8 yellow cards, things are either going to get out of hand or you're going to call it narrower.
Very true.
I know, because the last time I played was the type of team that would take 8 yellow cards.
Restart works to Ryan. Keeps it on the ground, steps around the shoulder charge. Laid off, Serrano, crossed by Obed Vargas, and Putna right there. He's had less to do in this half, but he's been there when he needed to.
With Monarchs being cleaner on the ball, Defiance haven't been able to take advantage like they did in the first half.
Really professional work here from Jameson Olave's side to take some of the air out of this match in the second 45. Bonse, great through ball there. Iloski tripped up. Herrera comes forward. And Herrera's going to go quickly. Couple of really well-timed tackles we've seen in the box from both these sides over the course of today's match, Dave.
Yeah, that was well played from Defiance. Just enough contact to knock Iloski down, but not to be a foul. I think Herrera was a little bit surprised by the ball being stopped. Late to charge out on it, and frankly, so was both teams, as it just kind of sat there for a moment.
Do I stay or do I go? The eternal question of goalkeeping. That's Obed Vargas. Can't recover to the ball. Sam Brown going through. Martinez. Herrera's there. Sliding clearance. Gets that all the way to his own bench.
Alec Diaz on the Tacoma bench, trying to make certain that there wasn't an opportunity to waste even more time.
Brown hounded here. Taylor Mueller gone ahead towards Serrano. You have to say, Dave, Kyle Adams has come in, really cleaned up this back line for the visitors.
Yeah, that back line has worked so much better with him there.
Serrano's cross. It's a high lofted effort. Adeniran puts his foot through it and just misses the right post. True to form, Dave, right as we say that. Another giveaway, another chance. And you have to say for Tacoma, they've not wanted for opportunities today, but they haven't really forced much out of putting it in the way of stops.
No, the two best opportunities were Alec Diaz, who went near post and didn't get the proper angle, and then there, Adeniran, far post, too wide.
I can see now the final two changes for Tacoma. Getting set to come on, it appears to be Danny Robles and Alfonso Ocampo Chavez, who will check in due time as we're in the 80th minute. Tom Brewitt forced to head that straight up. Back to Mueller, and quick little push on the back gives away the free kick for him. Time running short for Defiance. And those two changes we discussed will come on now. Issa Ryan and Obed Vargas making way for Danny Robles and Alfonso Ocampo Chavez. So that's all 5 changes for the home side. Ocampo Chavez has provided no shortage of great moments up top. Robles never runs out of energy in the middle, but is there enough time for them to make a difference? This is Robles. Gone ahead with his first touch. Here's Marlon Vargas. He has options. Ocampo Chavez wants it to the inside. He tried to force it one more where Ray Serrano was waiting. An important win there. And some extracurriculars between Douglas Martinez and Randy Mendoza. Pretty good takedown there. That'll get him a point at the end of the round. MMA moves coming out after all, Dave.
Yeah, and not by the guy who practices it, because that was Martinez with the arm around the head and neck.
True, but Mendoza did establish top control shortly thereafter, so.
We're going to see doubles, I hope.
Mendoza issued a yellow card. And apparently he the only one, as he's cautioned here in the 83rd.
Huh.
In the 83rd minute, yellow card, Tacoma, number 81, Randy Mendoza. Yellow card, Tacoma, number 81.
And of course, this suits Real Monarchs just fine. More time off the clock. We started back to Kyle Adams. This is Johnson, has another go. And that one too high. Monarchs going to bring on their other player out of New Zealand, Max Mata, coming in for Charlie Weehan here in the 84th minute. And that's all 3 of their substitution opportunities, so he will be the last change for the visitors.
I'm going to make a slight note, just that there can be concussion substitutions for both sides still.
And technically speaking, I might be mistaken because Kyle Adams subbed on at halftime, and I had him as their first change. And of course, important to remember that substitutions occurring at halftime or in the playoffs during the start of extra time don't count. Here's Ocampo Chavez. He squares it across an open goal. Serrano, Robles strikes for goal and couldn't put it on target. It took a touch, gone out for a corner. Flurry of activity, quick cross coming in, and a brilliant save from Putna. Oh, he saved the game. And appears to be in some distress after colliding with the left post.
That's his head, and well played for the referee to call for that immediate stoppage.
Yeah, absolutely no margin for error on calls like that. It is a great stoppage from the referee. Of course, this time will be added on, so there's no point getting incensed about anything with that. And Andrew Putna completely just saved the day for Real Monarchs. Another look at the save here, Dave.
Just a great header in traffic, and ouch. That's going to hurt.
Well, it's a great stop, and of course, our immediate concern is with the health and safety of Andrew Putna. Putting it all on the line for his team there. And we can see Gavin Beavers, the reserve goalkeeper, is warming up for the visitors. But Putna is up to his knees now. And he looks like he wants to continue. Goalkeeper, Dave, the only player on the pitch who can't be forced off the field by trainers coming on to attend to him because, well, obviously. And we'll restart with the drop ball for Defiance just past midfield. Unless, of course, we're going to restart with a drop ball for the Monarchs that they are expected to kick back to Christian Herrera. But it doesn't appear to be that way. One of the other changes to the laws in recent years, the contested drop ball is pretty much a thing of the past, not even allowed to be within 5 yards. And there is now another Real Monarchs player down. This is Jaziel Orozco. Maybe it's the altitude, Dave.
We're a good 80-some feet up. They're not used to that because it's 4,000 over there in Harriman.
Air's too thick. So Orozco comes off under his own power.
And maybe we'll see that drop ball that we nearly saw earlier.
Wade Weber, arms akimbo, wants to know what the holdup is. As a substitution card was just handed in, but there hadn't been a resumption of play, so the substitution can't occur. And now we're finally back underway. Putna still on the field. Orozco off it. So Defiance playing up a man, and just a touch left into space by Ray Serrano. Lost track of the ball, Dave.
And now their actual final sub.
Quickly won back by Defiance. Player on is Josimar Quintero. The Ecuadorian, who joins from Español's reserve side in the Spanish 4th Division. Product of both the Chelsea and Barcelona academy in his developmental time in Europe. Well, Defiance up against it. Ocampo Chavez wants the long ball over the top.
And one of the problems when you have so much stoppage for the multiple injuries and the drop balls and the subs is that the players will have no idea how much time is left.
Have to expect you'll see at least 4 minutes of stoppage time, but it is a different sort of calculus that goes into the computation of that figure. Here's Anguiano. Wide for Serrano. Ocampo Chavez muscled off the ball there. Well worked between Johnson and Powder. Herrera comes off his line, calls for Kinsner to deal it away.
I can make out the Monarchs bench praising Malik for that run.
Quick free kick going the other way. The 90th minute, 30 seconds plus stoppage time as Tacoma Defiance seeks an equalizer at home. Robles finds Kinsner. Here's Mendoza. Robles pulls it past his man. The low cross coming in, still in the area. Marlon Vargas, a touch to his right. It's Mueller. The shot through traffic, it curls through and scores! Samuel Adeniran might have rescued a point for Tacoma at the death. Welcome to Tacoma, Sam Adeniran. You cannot make a more impactful stamp with your first club goal than that. And here's another look.
When was the last time Taylor Mueller got an assist off a short pass at about 20 yards out?
We'll have to ask him after the match. And now we're into the first of 5 minutes minimum of added time. Might have a little bit extra for the goal just now. And just like that, Dave, this match back on level terms. Oh, that's beautifully brought down. Martinez inside the area, poked away. Bonse put his foot through it, and it rolled up on his shin in the process. I think that was Max Mata, the option to the inside, who just lost his footing after Malik Johnson brought that ball down. This game far from over, Dave.
We're seeing so much urgency. Both teams feel that they can get the victory. And where Monarchs were trying to control the tempo for so much of the second half, now they're urgent.
Dave, Monarchs led for so long. Defiance is at home. Who has the greater onus to push for 3 points? Who has the greater onus to make sure they get out of here with at least a point?
I think the pressure's all on Defiance. They're the ones that they're at home. You're supposed to win at home.
Anguiano gone here from Mendoza. Wider still to Vargas. Vargas cross lets him down there. Iloski smacks it up to midfield. Popped up by Kinsner. And Mueller getting the better of Malik Johnson there. Well won by Bonse. Right back by Tom Brewitt. Fatigue definitely settling in. You can see the heaviness of the touches, Dave. Been a great back and forth contest, but now it's being played on a knife edge. Here's Iloski. Through ball's blocked. Douglas Martinez. Can't connect on the overlap. And now Defiance looking to spring it down the line. Vargas. Too close inside toward Adeniran. Referee had a good look at that. Wasn't convinced for Max Mata. He and Tom Brewitt having a little get to know ya.
And both of them get their verbal warnings.
An Englishman and a New Zealander collide at the edge of the defensive third, Dave. I don't know the end of it. Adeniran Brings that down, has another go. Putna stops this one. Well, the final scheduled minute of stoppage time. Ocampo Chavez taken down after the ball's gone away. Free kick given. Defiance wants more than just the spot kick. Won't get it. Brewitt goes quickly. Picks out Serrano, and the referee not going to let him. Brewitt says they never asked for their 10 yards. Ricardo Fierro saying it doesn't matter. I was busy checking on the health of the player. Kitchen sink time for both these sides. Mendoza ahead for Robles, who's offside.
And Putnam moving quickly.
It won't matter. The referee blows for full time, and Sam Adeniran in the 90th minute pulls a goal back for Defiance. It finishes 1-1 here at Cheney Stadium. Dave, you can never count this Tacoma side out.
No, Wade Weber would be thrilled to have that comeback draw. But at the same time, you look at both teams didn't want that whistle to blow.
Well, maybe both teams will feel a little bit like they've left something on the table there. But certainly for the Monarchs, this has to feel like an opportunity gone amiss. In control for pretty much 82 minutes of play, and then conceding right before stoppage time. Sam Adeniran announces his arrival in Tacoma with gusto. What a goal, and Dave, what a match this was.
End-to-end action, threats all over the place. Putna's brilliant save that Ocampo Chavez nearly drew the match level at that point. Great action tonight.
Well, for both these teams, not long before they're back in the saddle, Real Monarchs will play their third match in 8 days on Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time when they play host to San Antonio FC. Dave, that now a huge match for them as they're trying to get off the bottom of this Mountain Conference. And for Tacoma, they're back at home against Los Dos on Sunday for a 1:30 p.m. Pacific time kick. And we know how matches against Los Dos go.
Tacoma will be confident in that one. They got the draw on the road, and so they know that they can match up with Los Dos this weekend easily.
Sam Adeniran, the late hero for the home side, as Tacoma Defiance finishes level with Real Monarchs 1-1 here at Cheney Stadium. That's going to do it for us here on ESPN Plus this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. For all of us, including Dave Clark, I'm Andrew Harvey saying so long, thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.